E aí, galera, voltamos. Tive que dar uma corridinha ali pra fazer um esquemita. Tamo aí, tamo de volta. Online. Como gritando. Já deu uma melhorada aqui. Com apoio de um vento artificial. Ele não tá direto nele, tá pra trás aqui. Bora lá. Então, episódio 6 aqui do joguinho, né? Entramos aqui na parte do banco. Entrou, nem sei ali o que aconteceu. Ou pra onde tem que ir. Tá, tem que ir pra cá, então bora.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
But this bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. So he went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there.
Só tô indo, hein? Só tô indo. Só tô seguindo.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Onde?
It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! You rule the day.
Show yourself, coward!
Tome. Eu nem tenho pro cara falar, só levou só. Eu também aqui, agora só levei na orelha. Nem vi de onde veio.
I'm gonna kill you dead.
Had enough?
Viu ali o cara, né? Valeu.
Over there!
That's Silas Greaves.
What the hell? Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Cadê? Ah, agora aqui.
Take that asshole out!
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
As ideias, histórias
Sorry,
melhor, mano.
kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Eita, mais uma terceira história.
It was early evening, not high noon.
Até o
I
bom.
was late to the party and Coffeyville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there.
Foi por aqui? Já dá, não?
Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
You can't hide forever!
Os cabra aí. Os irmãos Dalton. Dalton Webb.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do
Mas
something
tu começa a
reckless.
mexer.
And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Waste your bullets. Go ahead. Keep shooting. I don't mind.
Eu juro que nem vi esse cara ali. A madeirinha parado. Tiro no mato.
Hey, we got us a hero. Put some holes in him.
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
E só tem 10 tiros disso aqui.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose it. Problem was,
Ih, caramba.
they knew the town better than I did. And to top it
Get
off,
those boys.
I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Come on.
Did the Daltons
we gotta
hole
get
up
outta
in
here.
somebody's
Think
house?
they know who we
No,
are.
it was the
Let's step
Smiths, I
right there, was
believe.
this?
They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever.
Some bitch still standing!
And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
You ain't stopping me.
Get out here!
Passou, levou, filho. É o 3, cacete.
You can't hide forever.
Quando é uma, é boa porque ela atira rápido, tá ligado? É um bagulho. Cara, mas como tá escuro, mano.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up.
Pera aí, mano. Tem ajuste de brilho aqui? É gama, né? Ajuste o botão desenhando até o logo da esquerda ficar completamente invisível e mal posso ver da direita. Oxe, mas eu não vou enxergar nada, mano. É isso?
Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together.
Não dá pra ver nada assim. F3 padrão.
They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work. It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers, and I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
It's hog killing time. Almost!
Oh, hey.
That's a coward and a cheater. I'm gonna tear you apart. God damn, that was loud. Gonna beat you like a red-headed stepchild. Lucky bastard. I'm gonna send you to the bone orchard.
Ué, não podia cair aqui? Cara, como que eu vou matar esse maluco, mano?
I'm gonna cut you in half. Next time I won't miss. I'm gonna plant you where you stand. I'll blow your damn head clean off. Gonna beat you like a red-headed stepchild.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Esse tá difícil, hein? Difícilzinho.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Ainda tem os outros 2 irmãos pra caçar. Ainda é meu nome. E é isso aí, galera. Lembrando, se você não é inscrito no nosso canal, se inscreve, curte, comenta, compartilha. Segue a gente nas redes sociais.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Tá, o que eu tenho que fazer? Encontre os Daltons na cidade. Ah, tá. Esses daí são aliados, pelo menos. Quase morro.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Pelo menos não tem uns crocodilos aqui pra pegar nós. Desce. E uma faixa vermelha aqui, ó.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Ele não tem faca, né? Eu me liguei agora. O cara tem armadilha. Duas faixinhas vermelhas ali. Faixinha do Rambo, pendurada. Ó a outra ali, ó. Quero ver se tem alguma coisa aqui. Não tem nada. Tá, tem outra faixinha aqui.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color. Red as blood.
Que viagem, velho.
The rains that year were torrential,
com sua
so
orientação.
the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury him in the swamp. Plant them where they stand.
Except for some son of bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone.
Nada que esse maluco aparecer.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
You won't get away with this. That's it for you.
Tome. A lata. Fica ser pra cá.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. But I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
You bastard!
Cara que parece uns manos do nada, velho. A outra arma tá carregada? Não. Carrega essas armas aí. Não vai ficar carregado não. Bem prevenido.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Dá pra subir. Sobe aí, fi. Sobe. Os bagulho aqui, brilhando. Que é isso aqui? Piones. Coice. Boa.
I'm gonna blow your damn head off. You must like pissing me off. You just run.
Ai caramba, eu vou ter mão ali, mano.
Just kill him for Christ's sake.
Deixa eu ver se tem vergonha.
You think I don't see you? You ready for a belly full of buckshot?
Cara, você não...
Death is
Tô sendo
coming.
atingido, mas eu não tô vendo de onde tá vindo, cara. Acaba não, deixa eu eliminar os outros ali.
Ready to meet your maker. They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. Shoot that asshole! Oh! Now I'm gonna hurt you bad.
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
Kill Greaves!
Dois caíram. Aonde tá vindo tiro, mano? Eu não tô vendo.
Kill that goddamn bounty hunter!
Ah, lá de baixo. Porra, mano. Chato, hein? Se bugou, leva também. Se o braço dele passa, minha bala também passa. Rifle de cano cerrado. Ele é mais forte, é mais fraco, é o quê? Rifle de cano cerrado, rifle. É um riflinho mais curto. Tiro rápido. Agonia o barulho desses pernilongos, essas mutuca.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Ai, é pra subir aqui.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
Ué. É ficado vermelho pra cá. Que porra é essa, mano?
Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty
Que
soon...
susto, mano.
Oh,
Tomei um susto com o ronco do cara, velho.
Steve? Steve?
huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Tá assim.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Indians? They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
Não tinha ido.
That's
ali.
right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
É um veneno, mano. Você tá passando aqui, esses caras acertam em você aí, ó. Do lado do coisa. Caixão.
bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed
granada
like
no.
rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Die, you irritating bastard! We're losing too many men! You can't hide from...
A lata.
Bury him in the swamp!
Caramba, tá ruim, filho.
God damn you!
Kill that goddamn bounty hunter!
Caramba, da onde? Da onde?
Kill Greaves!
Let him get away with that!
Porra, mano, não, certo?
Can't beat us all!
Cacete.
You can't get me. Ain't bothering me none. Now you're in trouble. On out. He has it coming.
Ah, tá tenso aqui, hein? O cara não sabe pra onde tem que ir direito.
Get around!
Ah, mano, eu coloquei pro lado, velho. Nossa, pior que se voltar desde lá de cima vai ser o ó do Borogodó. Ah, bom, voltou desde aqui, pelo menos.
Show yourself!
Ah, ali tem munição. Aonde? Nossa, no susto, porque eu nem vi de onde veio esse tiro dele. Mano, da onde que eu tava levando tanto tiro assim? Vacilou, hein? Tá vacilando demais, meu irmão. Sai!
Mutilate that sucker! That's right. Run! Sorry, son of a bitch!
Pista. Ó, o último da Kim. Arma lendária desbloqueada. Capítulo em alguma coisa. Beleza, agora o próximo é aqui pra cá.
Son of a bitch!
Troquei a coisa aqui, mas não era pra ter trocado. Precisou? Não, né? Pronto, aí. Onde? Onde veio esse tiro que eu não vi?
I'm ending you!
A roupa dos caras camufla muito, mano.
It's you or me!
Tem hora que eu juro pra você que eu não consigo ver os caras. É só no susto, não.
Hell's a coming. I'm gonna cut you in two.
Caramba, 3 tiros, mano.
I'm still standing. You're gonna
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Esse aqui tem a munição, né? Tô rico desperdiçando tiro aqui. Hein, garotinho? Quero que eu troco o tab pelo quê? É um animal mesmo. Mano, que burro.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What
Nada, né?
does
Barco
that
ali.
really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was in that a
Legal que
few
tava do
solid
outro lado,
bullets
né?
come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Fome. Essa foi bonita, hein? Headshot.
I'm getting the hang of this!
O que eu falei? Se ele trocasse de mão, seria melhor pra atirar em determinadas situações, tá ligado? Às vezes você tá de um lado, e o cara tá ali. Vai ficar melhor pra você atirar se você estivesse do lado esquerdo.
Let's just do this!
Caramba!
Gonna blow you into next week, boy. This asshole deserves to die.
Ai! quase que eu me lasco. Ó, tá ligado? Agora seria melhor se a arma tivesse do lado esquerdo. Pra poder fazer um cover melhor ali. Cadê? Lembrando que eu só tô destruindo esses barrilzão aí. Pra eu... Ah, acabei de achar um bagulho sem querer. Um de 3. Só tô destruindo esses barrilzão explosivos.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Pra eu não me lascar, né? Porque vai que eu tô ali e os caras pegam e atiram nesse negócio. Entra, aqui não abre. Não tem nada. Muito louco, não acerta esse sanguinho assim, faz esse efeito.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it.
Ah, não, mano. Ai. Que burro, mano. A parte que eu tô morrendo é burrice minha, cara. Não é parte difícil. As afobações da vida.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben.
Headshot.
I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Porra, tava os dois colados no negócio ali que explode, o cara não morreu, mano. Foi forçado assim, mano. Muito forçado. Dá pra pegar? Não, não dá, né? Mas já dá pra pegar essa arminha aqui, hein? Estou com ela assim, só estilo Rambo. Tá, volta aqui. Olha só, mais um. Sem querer, esse bagulho eu tô achando.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
Aqui dentro eu acho melhor o revólver.
One sorry son of a bitch.
Mais rápido, né? Tinha que fazer alguma maracutaia ali. Não tem não. Beleza, do lado de fora, fingers e fingers. Finger dela. Tá aqui. Tem nada ali também pra eu pegar.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm sending you to hell!
Enganou, mano. Safado.
The Daltons had played me
Not so
like a
tough
fiddle.
after all, is he?
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Oh, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next
Vai,
year?
mano.
Largest one in the world.
You're
What I'm-
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh, God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Somebody kill that son of a bitch! What? Someone kill that bastard! I see him!
Damn ears are ringing.
Tá explicado porque que é difícil acertar de longe esse cara aqui que começa a usar essa arma.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together.
Ó, X18,
Two
hein?
brothers side by side, determined to
Nossa,
take me
dois
down.
agora? Não.
Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Eu não tava conseguindo com um, mano. Como que eu vou matar dois? Ai, eu esqueci que eu posso desviar dessa bosta. Então, calma, sem afobação, já que dá pra desviar, não esquece. Ai, droga! Eu nem vi a bala do outro vindo. Mano, eu coloquei pro lado pra desviar, caramba. Eu apertei pra tirar, ele não atirou. Que velho. Que raiva, que raiva, que raiva, que raiva. Bom, quem tá atirando primeiro é o de trás, né? Então vamos focar no de trás. Ah, mano. Aí eu ponho pro lado, ele acerta, ele é atingido de novo. Tá difícil, cara, tá difícil. Ah, mano, eu coloquei pro lado, velho.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down.
Esse daqui tá tirando
confident
primeiro,
that
tá
this
mais
time
difícil.
the odds were on their side.
Ô,
They got it
garoto!
wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death
Senhor,
of his two
maluco
brothers.
assassino aí. Se lasque. Oxi. 2 contra 1, pô. Tá me preocupando com isso?
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
The Weed Buck.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Agora é vingança. Forasteiro maluco aí. O nada... Como? O nada espetacular roubo ao trem. Nossa, muito boa aquela arma giratória, hein, velho. Faz um estrago nos caras.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they
Mudar a telinha aqui.
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob
O que ele tem
Bryant.
aqui? Olho de águia, bolsos grandes. Vamos começar por esse.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself.
Brian.
I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Vá atrás do bando selvagem. Cara, muito da hora esse jogo. Eu tô gostando demais, assim, principalmente pelo fato de ter esse esquema da história, que é alguém contando. E ele muda, né, em determinadas
They blew the bridge with the
situações.
intention of forcing the train to stop.
Suba a ponte.
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. So I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Então, como eu tava dizendo, eu tô achando muito da hora esse esquema de ser um personagem, né, que já passou por todo o rolê aqui, que tá contando a história, tá ligado? Muito da hora. De 3, o roubo em Wilcox. Do outro ficou por aquilo mesmo, então. Corre, irmão. Quero ver voltar agora. E é que vai voltar, né?
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
É bom apertar de novo por via das dúvidas, né?
My
Vai.
ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge. What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
$2 por
From there,
R$1.
I had to negotiate an even more precarious route.
É? O cavalo nem sentiu.
But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
E aí, cavalinho? O que tem pra cá? Suba no trem. Se eu não quiser. Quero ir pro outro lado primeiro. Quero fazer a missão que você tá mandando eu fazer. Vamos olhar aqui, vai que tem alguma outra coisa. Na carroça. O que tem nesse túnel aqui? Ah! Chato isso, mano. Ele obrigar você a ter que fazer a missão.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Foi sim. Ah, essa é a nova, né? Eu nem usei essa ainda. Tava trocando já.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Ih, essa é rápida, hein? Ah, ele recarrega
Well, what about
tudo
the
de uma vez só.
passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
This asshole don't know who he's up against.
Caraca, muito boa essa arma, hein? Não, botou errado, já.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Pô, o cara que tomou uns 4, 5 tiros não tinha caído antes.
You can run, but you can't hide forever.
Essa é boa. Da hora o barulho que o cara faz.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
3 por R$1, mano. Sobrou nada do trem do dinheiro, foi tudo pro saco. Ó, colecionável, hein? Sem querer. É bom quando você acha assim, sem querer.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Eita, lá vem. O moleque quer cagar minha história, mano. Quer dificultar meu rolê. Joelé Forte, Jeff Karen Shinkler. Sundance Kid, Butch Cassidy,
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Isso aí, mano. Tira esses cavalos aí da história aí, porque...
Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
Tem nada a ver. O cara vem cavalgando pela montanha aí, mano.
He's killing everybody!
You ain't seen the likes.
He'll kill us all! God damn him down!
Tá bem na orelha, eu tomei também.
Death is coming for you.
Gonna make you... That asshole just killed Red?
Me empolguei, achei que era só um.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Vai atrás do bando selvagem.
Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
I'm fine, I'm fine! Merciful Christ! No amount of gold is worth
Tem
this!
massagem essa arma.
Run if you want to live! This guy's a psycho!
Ih. Ah, tem mais outro lado aqui, não sabia. Nossa senhora, que arrebenta.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Parado aí, irmão. Ruim, 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 muito ruim. Vou pegar o esquema, mano, desse duelo, cara. Não é difícil, é jeito. Pegar o jeito já era. É quando o coração pular a segunda vez, é hora de clicar. O ruim é só esse negócio aí. Se não tivesse esse bagulho de ter que ajustar a velocidade, eu acho que tava ótimo. Mas eu acho que esse é o pior negócio que tem, além que você tem que ajustar aqui, mas você ainda tem que olhar a velocidade ali embaixo. Ó.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Já era. Importante é passar.
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Aí eu não achei um outro negocinho ali também, faltou um. 1,30 para o inferno.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang.
Tem
So
um
I
jeito no
took to
bando
their
que você vai
trail,
no acampamento dele.
as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with them.
Au, Bobinho. Por enquanto, tranquilo. Por enquanto, tranquilo, tudo boa.
That kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
Tá bom.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
Foi? Quase foi.
Kill that dickweed! That gave me a goddamn headache.
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Encontre pistas sobre o paradeiro do resto do bando. Tá. As munições. Opa! O que tem aí? Um de 4. Nossa, tá sempre ficando por um, cara. Tá errado, idiota. Nossa, tá desenhado aqui.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle.
Muito bom.
Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Na mão seguinte. O que eu tenho que fazer? Impeça que o bando destrua a
Kid Curry was
ponte.
considered the
Nossa.
wildest of the wild bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5.
Vambora, né? O bando vai destruir a ponte com o trem comigo junto. Que agonia, cara.
Kid
de cair
Curry had
daqui.
bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Tem que fazer? Beleza, desarmei um aqui.
A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Damn it! What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?